You are now listening to Mike's Opinion, Logic Unleashed.
Today on the Mike's Opinion podcast, we talk about pets. Have you ever been walking in your house, minding your own business, and you're suddenly attacked? Your feet are attacked by a feline creature? Just listen. You are now tuned in to the Mike's Opinion podcast. I'm Mike, and thank you so much for listening. Today, we are talking about pets. Yes. Do you have any? I do. And I've had them all my life. And if you don't have any, I definitely think you should get some. And there's like no doubt about it, like zero doubt that you should have pets. Because if you don't, guess what? You are in the minority. Because like 70% of all households in the United States alone have pets. It's like 80 million dogs, like 90 million cats. Yes. It's a fact that if you do not own a pet, you are in the minority. Now, there's all kind of statistics about pet ownership that it can improve your life. It can extend the longevity of your life. It also can annoy the living bejesus out of you. I'm just saying. But if you think about it, anything that you love is going to hurt you, it's going to anger you, it's going to annoy you, and it's also going to give you immense joy. You know, so just as you know, I don't know if you've ever thought about it like that, but anything you love is going to hurt you. If you choose to love something, you've opened your gateway, your heart gateway. You're going to get hurt. Anything that loves you is going to hurt you. So, I'll talk about love in another episode. Today is about pets. But before we move on, because we're still in pandemic 2020, SARS-2, coronavirus, which causes COVID-19, is still raging on. And if you've listened to my previous episode 14, which is titled Reopening America During a Pandemic, then you know we're on the cusp of reopening. As a matter of fact, I'm recording this on reopening eve in many states around the country. I think the number is up to 31 states have some form of reopening. Now, I'm digressing just to give an update. And if you've listened to me, then you know that I digress. And that's fine. But according to worldometers.info, which is where I get my worldwide coronavirus information, excuse me, there are 3,308,643 coronavirus cases on the planet Earth. There have been 234,123 deaths, and 1,042,981 have recovered. Now, specifically in the United States where I reside, there have been over 1 million cases. In fact, 1,095,210 cases, with 63,861 of those people succumbing to the virus by dying. And, which of course is what succumbing means. Anyway, so that's what's going on. And, monitoring the news channels as I do. I'm a bit of a news hound, but I don't let it, overwhelm me or sadden me or depress me, because it can do that if you let it. Don't let it. Watch it, but don't let that, just take it in as facts. And, seek out the good news to balance that, because you do have to seek out the good news, because they should call it not the news. They should call it the bad news, because that's all they give. How many deaths, how many murders, how many people got hit by a car, how many fires, and this and that. It's all bad. And then they smile and go to commercial and sell you some products because you feel sad, and now you need these products to make you feel better. I digress. First dog was diagnosed with coronavirus. There's been cats diagnosed with the coronavirus. Our lovely pets, Fido and Buffy. I don't know. My pets aren't named that. But I think reopening is a mistake. And I said that I think maybe we should have taken another month off. On the flip side of that, if you listen to my previous episode, I go into further detail on why I know it's a tough decision, that we can't keep the economy stagnant. And if I am one of the lawmakers or decision makers, it's a tough call. It's a tough call, but you can bet that those businesses, particularly the big businesses, are lobbying for reopening because they want to get that paper. They want to get that cheddar, that Skrilla, that money, because let's face it, for a lot, I won't even say most, but for many, that's what makes their world go around. For the love of money, people would give their own brother. For the love of money. OJs. Shout out to the OJs, the mighty, mighty OJs. They have a song, I believe it's called Money, and For the Love of Money or Love of Money. Look it up. It's a good song. But that's the latest on the pandemic, and we're about to reopen, and we will soon find out if it is a huge mistake or not. But moving on, pets. Now, like I said, I've grown up with pets. Now check this out. By the time I was like 10, I had already had, or my grandmother or my mother had, turtles, birds, hamsters, dogs, cats, and fish. Okay? I was born into that. My bird, Petey, used to sing to me every morning. And he was the coolest little canary, and I loved him to death. So I have a fondness and a special place in my heart for pets. And a lot of my friends and family call me Dr. Doolittle because I literally can communicate. And I tell you, I do not understand English. They do not speak English to me. Okay? Let's just be clear. I'm not claiming that I hear them speaking English words. However, I understand certain meows, certain barks, certain head tilt, certain ear flipping, certain tail movement, facial expressions, sounds, body language. And they understand me. Okay. As of today, I have 2 cats and a dog that I reside with, and I've had them, all 3 of them, for over 10 years, going on 15 years, as a matter of fact. And, my dog, she's on her last leg, literally. Not really. She still thinks she's a teenager. All my cats, they think they're like 10. They want to play and smack your feet and, play with balls and run around randomly. And so does my dog, even though she's like 105 in dog years. But her back hips is going out on her, and she's a lab shepherd mix. And she's about 100 pounds, and she's been hopping around and limping around. And I came real close. Like, I called the vet to get prices for euthanasia close to putting her down. But as it turned out, I had taken her for a brief walk in the backyard. She likes to go out with me when I go empty the trash or whatever. She follows me everywhere I go. And she slipped and fell. Her hip gave out. And she had overextended her right leg. And I thought it was the end. Because for me, I can't allow her to suffer. A lot of times they say dogs in particular suffer silently. And I can't let her live like that. I'm not putting her in no doggy wheelchair because for one, my house isn't built like that. I have stairs in my house, which she can't really get up. And my house is just not built like that. And I don't think that's a good quality of life for a dog. But fast forward 3 days later, which is today, and she is back in business. Now, she's still limping. Her back joints are still weak, but, you know, she had a nice steak bone. We had T-bone steaks. And the T-bones, the filet side, I don't know if you know what a T-bone steak is, you know, and once again, I do digress, but the T-bone steak, the T, it separates the steak. On one side, there's a New York strip. On the other side is a filet mignon. And they had these steaks on sale. I don't know if they ordered too many of them. I should have stocked up now that I think about it. But I bought this big 2-pack. They had to be 1.5 inches thick. I mean, these were some thick T-bones. And the filet side was fat. The filet side had to be 4 inches. I mean, it was gigantic. Anyway, me and my wife, we ate 2 days off them steaks. Matter of fact, today I had a filet mignon cheesesteak sandwich with no cheese. So is it really a cheesesteak? I guess not. But I had I threw a little olive oil and a little Montreal seasoning in the pan, heated that up, threw some sliced some green bell peppers and some onion, some red onion, you know, kind of stir fried them, get them nice and caramelized, and then I threw the sliced up thin the filet mignon, tossed that in there, put the top on, boom, boom, threw it on a Kaiser roll. Whoa, it's delicious. It's a little dry because I should have put some mayonnaise and some cheese and some banana peppers on there, but I didn't because I wanted the flavor of the meat. But I did whip out a little steak sauce, and I'm not getting no kickbacks, so I'm not going to say what steak sauce, but a steak sauce. I put a little steak sauce after the first bite, and it was perfect. I want to say mucho bella, but I don't speak Italian, and I don't know what that means, but it sounds right. Anyway, my dog had a T-bone bone. She had the bone. And when I tell you the look of gratitude in her eyes, because she's old and her tummy ain't what it used to be, I really haven't been straying. Because my dog, when she was young, she was like eating potato chips, pretzel, like whatever I was eating. Okay. And I used to give her rib and steak bones because I used to be a vegan, but I'm back to carnivore world. But anyway, don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. Because we got teeth for a reason. That's what my man told me. He was like, you can go ahead with that. When I was vegan, he was like, go ahead, eat them twigs and berries if you want, I'm getting this cheeseburger. That's why we got teeth. I was laughing because he said that. But, what I'm telling you is my dog loved me hard when I gave her that bone. Now, I made her eat it outside because she's, she a big dog and she can tend to get messy, and I'm not trying to get down like that in my house. So I have a fairly large backyard, and she was no problem. It was like 85 degrees today in Texas, where I'm at, suburb of Dallas. And it was warm, but she didn't seem to care. And she stayed out there for like at least an hour. And I was trying to tell her, go in the shade. We got mad shade out there. Go get some shade. But she was in the sun, chomping on her bone. And I don't know, because she likes to like nibble on it and chew on it. Because I left a considerable amount of meat on there, actually, for her. Because I love her like that. I love my dog. And when I thought I had to put her down, I did not sleep in the bed. This was 3 nights ago. I did not sleep in the bed with my wife. I slept downstairs on the floor with my dog. Because I thought it was going to be like my last night with her. And I cried. And my wife was rubbing my back, and she didn't want to go upstairs. I had to tell her, go upstairs, go to bed, because I'm going to be down here all night. If you ever heard that song, Brandy, I think, is that a Temptations or OJ song? I kinda miss you, Brandy. You ever heard that song? You should look that one up too. It's a good song. But for years, I didn't know he was talking about his dog. If you listen to the words now, it's so clear and apparent that he's talking about his dog. But I didn't know. But my dog's name is Sandy. It rhymes with Brandy. So when I do have to put her down, I am going to be a wreck. And I'm a man. I'm an alpha, straight up testosterone filled man, and I don't apologize for being a man. You know what I'm saying? Because masculinity is under attack these days. But anyway, I am going to be a weeping heap of mush for I don't know how long, and I can't be that long because I got business to run. I can't let my son see me, whimpering around, so I'm gonna have to, duck and dodge. But I'm not gonna be right for a while because she is a family member, and a family member that doesn't judge, doesn't argue, even though she's gotten mad at me a couple times. Like in the 15 years I've had her, she's gotten mad, But understand, and I'm going to get to other pets in a minute because there's a whole host of pets. Have you seen Tiger King? Anyway, I can't tell you the love and the emotions and the connection that I have with this dog. Okay. More than a dog, I don't even know how to explain it. Those that are dog lovers, that have dogs, that have pets, that are connected with them and love them, then you know what I'm talking about. Now, I do have to include, though, I don't kiss my dog in the mouth. There are those out there that I have seen go hard. Now, I don't know if that's a black thing or not. But for me, I ain't gonna be able to do it. I am not going to be able to do that. Like my face, maybe a little bit, but the kissy face. Now I kiss her like on the side of her face, but the dog tongue in my mouth, nah, no. I love her to death, but no, that's not happening. But the connectivity is real, y'all. And if you don't have pets, like I know people that have mistreated pets and don't like pets. Like they go to war with them. Excuse me. And they're a different kind of human. And these are people that I care about and love. I mean, one of them, my brother from another mother, he don't like a dog. He'll take it for a ride, like that long ride good night, and just come back without the dog. Take it to a shelter or something. And I get on him about it too, because hey, come on, man. And I grew up in New York City, right? So this dude, may he rest in peace, and he will remain nameless. I'm not going to mention his name, for even if he was alive. But I wonder if karma got him, and I'll tell you why. Because we were walking down the street. We were young. We were teenagers. And this cat walked across our path. There's probably 4 or 5 of us walking down the street. And he punted this cat. And this cat flew up about 20 feet in the air and had to have traveled at least 20 yards. And he punted it in the street, so it came down behind some cars. So I don't know if it landed on his feet or not, but he punted this cat so hard that I feel that still bothers me to this day. And trying to play hard, I should have went and tended to that cat and seen if it was okay, but I didn't. And I feel horrible about it to this day, to be quite honest with you. But to tell you why I know karma's real, for many reasons, but that dude ended up, my understanding is, smoking angel dust, jumping out a window, and was paralyzed from the waist down. And he lived that way for many years until he was later murdered and shot to death or stabbed to death. I can't recall, actually. But he's dead. He died at a very young age. And I often wonder how many other things he might have done like that. Or maybe specifically for that act. To that cat, that day was evening, that evening. You know, maybe it came back around. And I miss him. I mean, he was my homeboy after all, you know, and I'm not glad those, you know, being paralyzed, getting murdered happened to him. I know a lot of dead people. You know, I just wonder if that's what happened. You know, that karma came back to get him because of what happened, what he did to that cat. But if you can hear my voice and you are or have been mean or cruel to any living creature, particularly non-human creatures, stop. Don't do it again. As a matter of fact, reverse that. Go volunteer at a shelter as soon as they lift these social distancing and shelter in place restrictions, and give back. And not because of the story I just told you, which I assure you is 100% true. Now the specifics, whether he was shot or stabbed, I want to say he was shot. Anyway, no, like I said, I know a lot of dead people that were shot, and list goes on and on. And later episodes, I'll probably share some of those stories. You know, but they don't deserve it. Okay, now keep in mind, usually if a snake bites you, it's because you're in their territory. Usually if a dog bites you, it's because they're scared. You startled them. Like, excuse me, most dogs are not just mean. But that being said, they all do have personalities. My dog is one of the best dogs because 15 years I've had her since she was a pup. She doesn't bark when somebody walks by my door, and I live in the burbs, in the suburbs. And there are many dogs that lose their mind as soon as you walk by, like a lot of them. Like, I mean, chill. My dog don't do that. Never has. She barks if she needs to. Even somebody rings the doorbell, she'll look at me. Like, if she sees me, but if she needs to alert us, whoa, she'll give me that big old woof, you know. But she ain't got a lot to say for all of that. She doesn't dig holes in my yard. She doesn't chew shoes. I can leave a rib bone on the table and she'll look at it. Now she'll raise her head up and sniff, but she won't get that bone. She's never once turned over a trash can to get something that was in it. The best dog award goes to Sandy, my dog. You know what I'm saying? She is the best dog ever. Plus, since my son was a newborn, loved him to death, plays with him. Even though I don't think my son is a pet person, really. I mean, he was raised with him since birth, but, you know, I mean, he's starting to come around, though. He's still in his single digits, and he pets them, but, you know, I think they were, you know, because my cats are, like, famous. And I say that because they're the most interactive cats. But hold on, I'm going to get to them in a minute. My dog, though, loves my cats. Like, one of them, they are truly in love. They like groom each other. They lay holding paws. I almost said holding hands. Holding paws. They sleep together. I mean, it's amazing, the friendship, the companionship, you know, that they give each other. It's truly remarkable. But, you know, pets and animals all around the world are different things to different people. Because in other countries, people, they eat dogs. For those of you that already know, or those of you that don't know, my wife is half Asian. And my mother-in-law, my wife's mother, comes from a country and has eaten dog. Okay? Like, for real, has eaten dogs. And she'll tease me. I'm a cook, Sandy. And I'm going to say, Ma, don't be playing. Don't play. Because, yo, it's going to have to go down if you put a hand on my dog. You know what I'm saying? Of course, she's playing. She's Americanized, I think. I don't think she'll eat my dog. It's like I'm not 100% on that. But I made a little list, a small list. I'm pretty sure there's things I've forgotten. But here are some of the things that pets that I know people that have. I know people that have these pets, or seen either a show or visited, people that have had these pets. But fish, cats, dogs, birds, rabbits, snakes, other reptiles, monkeys, tigers, again, Tiger King, and I am going to touch on that in a minute. Lions, cheetahs, giraffes, Michael Jackson comes to mind, elephants, horses, alligators, sharks, chinchillas, ferrets, ants, spiders. I mean, like, the list goes on and on and on, right? I mean, people own all kinds of animals. In fact, my neighbor, a few houses down, great couple, they got a couple of kids, and they asked my wife, because my wife knows a mini Tiger King, and I'm not kidding. She lives in Florida. They either grew up together or have known each other from work, but they've known each other for many, many years. But she has like a little mini zoo, and she's selling, and I might get this wrong, a capuchin monkey, and for sale, it was like $7,500, I think. And the couple down the block are considering getting it. And I'm like, a monkey in my house? Now, I've had all kinds of pets, but a monkey, they active, right? They like active for real. So I don't know about that, but that's just me. Because dogs and cats, I mean, dogs are not, you really can't leave them alone for long. You're either going to board them or take them with you. And my dog has gone with me on long road trips, like for weeks. You know what I'm saying? And cats, they feel like they prisoners anyway. They like, yo, leave that door open. And I'm out. I'm bouncing because I'm being held captive against my will. And but my cats, I say they're famous because they are the most interactive cats ever. If somebody comes in my house, they on you. They like, what's up? They like loud, meow, meow. They rubbing on you. They sniffing you out. As soon as you sit down, they gonna be in your lap, looking in your face like, yo, what's up? How you doing? Like, a lot of cats I understand. And I've had cats that are not that interactive, but these two, one's an Egyptian Mal, the other one's an orange tabby. And they are loved, well cared for, and highly, highly interactive. As I record this podcast in my home studio, cat to the left, dog to the left, other cat behind me in the chair. They go wherever I go, and I really thank them. I hope they don't hear me, because I tell you, they understand me, that they don't start making no noise. And in one of the episodes, I think one of them was, I have rabbits, little cottontail rabbits running around the suburbs out here, and they be all up in my yard. My wife throws them carrots and lettuce, and we have a little garden in the back. Anyway, at any given time, especially they're more nocturnal. They're out during the day too, but they seem to be far more active at night. There's at least a half a dozen rabbits in my yard, and they'll come up to the back door and taunt my cat. And one of them looks like he wants to murder all of them. Funny little side thing that while I'm thinking about my backyard. So my wife and son and I would eat breakfast, and at the little breakfast nook, and we can look out the window to the backyard. And I have these twine holding my garden. I built a cedar raised garden, and I have it surrounded by this PVC pipe so I can drape this netting over it so the bugs can't get to it. Anyway, I'm redoing the garden, replanting. I had to fix the casters on it and, put some fresh soil in there. Anyway, I had to tighten it up for the spring. And I had taken the twine off because, it's Tornado Alley. It gets windy here. So I have it tied to a couple of posts so it doesn't blow away when it's windy. That was a long story. Anyway, so the twine is connected. So I've got on one of the PVC posts, I have, I don't know, 4 or 5 feet of twine. So this blue jay bird comes and I guess he wanted it for his nest. Now this is probably 3 or 4 days ago. We were expecting a storm and somehow I think they knew that. Like a tornadic severe thunderstorm was going to be rolling through later that night. So I happened to look and the bird didn't know that it was still attached. So the blue jay grabbed the twine and tried to fly away with it and got pulled right back down to the ground. And my son saw it and he laughed so hard. So I got some video of that. And once I, get the video portion, if I get a video portion of this podcast going, then I might share that because it's something to see. It's not something you see every day. But, how are you doing out there? You can email me, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram, Facebook, anywhere, and just, add me, follow me. But while I'm on that, subscribe, follow, share, like, please do all that and support the show if you can. I'd really appreciate it. But how y'all doing out there? How's this pandemic been? It's been a month, the whole month of April. About to go into May, like tomorrow. And, how you holding up? I truly and sincerely hope that you're okay. Get a stimulus check? Huh? I hope you did. I know it's hard and, I'm certain it's hard on the pets as well. Cause some of these pets is looking like, when are you going back to work? Cause why are you here? If you listen to my podcast and I'm home all day, every day. I office out of my house and, my wife, homeschools our child. So she's home and we home together all the time. So they're used to us being here. But for a lot of people that's, rocking that 9-to-5 life, the pets is like, why haven't you left? I don't know if you've seen those movies, The Secret Life of Pets, and The Secret Life of Pets 2, but they're very funny, the things pets do in our absence. If you ever want to see, if you have cats, put some flour out, like loose flour, like on your countertops and maybe tabletops, some places where you wouldn't expect your cat to be or where you never see your cat go during the day. Guarantee you wake up the next day, you'll see some cat footprints all through that flour. I can almost guarantee it. If I had to give an analogy, this is Mike's opinion podcast, and I am going to give my opinion. Men, the male species is like dogs. The female species are like cats. I say this because men are simple. Dogs are simple. Rub our belly, feed us, pat us on the head, we're good. Cats? Oh. Dynamics a bit different. Very sneaky. Smooth. The sneakiest. Smooth sneaky. Like sneaky. I just made up a new word. I'm coining it today. Sneaky. That's smooth and sneaky. Are you sneaky? Hashtag sneaky. I'm gonna write that down before I forget, because I'm getting old. Sneaky. I gotta see if that's out there. I don't think it is. Sneaky. Okay, I wrote that down. But they're smooth with it, and they're complicated. They're complicated creatures. I'm just gonna say that. Okay. But yeah. Get some pets in your life if you don't have any. Many need adopting. And I'm telling you, they will enhance your life. They will truly enhance your life. Now, I want to share just a few random pet facts. Okay? Because it's a thing that you may not know. In the United States, just the US, can you guess how much we spend on pets annually? Upwards of $65 billion a year on our pets. Dog food, pet visits, them fly coats and Halloween costumes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kind of crazy. Did you know that cats, they do not typically meow at each other? They use that for communication with humans. Yeah. That's kind of crazy, right? I bet you can't guess how long a goldfish lives. Now, a lot of people murder their goldfish within the first week. It's sad, but true. A lot of them get flushed, maybe buried. You know, how many parents that are listening to this have gone out to get that replacement goldfish because they killed the goldfish by mistake? I grew up with goldfish, black goldfish. Like my grandmother was not really a rebel. I don't know if she was. You know, we lived in Harlem, but she used to have black goldfish, and I used to always say, "Why you call it a goldfish if it's black?" But anyway, I digress. A goldfish, if given the proper care, can live like 30 to 40 years in captivity. 30 to 40 years. Of course, that's if the cat doesn't get to it. Because I've seen a cat try to get in a fish tank. It's hilarious. It is hilarious. Now, I told you I had a bird, right? Birds can talk. Now, a lot of times it's just repetition. However, birds speak. In Dallas, every year around September, sometime in September, they have the fair, you know, the FAIR, the state fair comes in town for a few weeks. They have this amazing show. It's called Birds of the World. And they have it in this little amphitheater, and the things they do with this bird. So they have this giant, not carousel, not merry-go-round. You know, the big wheel thing. You know, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, but it's like hundreds of feet in the air, and they'll have this hawk released and fly all the way down over your head into the amphitheater. It's amazing the things that they do with these birds. But if you ever in Dallas in September, go to the fair and catch this show because, and I'm not getting, once again, not getting any sponsorship or kickbacks from them. This is just sharing my personal experience, but it is one of the most amazing shows that you will see. It's a wonderful thing, and they had taken it away for several years, but it's been back the last couple. So go check that out. But my son was fascinated. And we go out for walks pretty much every day. And we have, you know, a couple of small bodies of water around us. And, you know, we see turtles and different kinds of birds. And lately he's been into identifying birds. But we've seen egrets, or otherwise, people also know them as cranes. You know, they probably stand 4 or 5 feet tall, long, skinny, large wingspan. So we had walked around the lake and walked around the park. And we're walking back, and I see this shadow all of a sudden. One of these egrets, they have to have probably a 6 to 8 foot wingspan, flew right over our head. I don't know if he followed us home from the lake or what, but it was not something you see every day, or that happens to you every day. And it was pretty remarkable. I got to tell you, it was crazy. Back to the facts. Did you know dogs sweat from their feet? Did you know that? I always thought they sweat from their tongue, but that's why they pant, actually, to get rid of their heat. You know, yeah. They say 81% of cat owners let their cat sleep in the bed with them. I used to, but I have a horrible story with that. One of my cats, who will remain nameless, I'm looking at his ass right now. But he's been banned, and my wife reinforced that ban. So cats are no longer banned, or no longer allowed. Actually, pets of any kind are not allowed in our bedroom. So, Mama claimed that. So that is a thing. Yeah. So people buy presents for their animals. Did you know that? No, I didn't know that. I told you about rabbits, right? Well, in the United States, there are 49 different breeds of domesticated rabbits. I didn't even know there was that many types of rabbits. But here in my neighborhood, if you hungry and you eat rabbit, you are just in a great place, because there are literally rabbits everywhere. Everywhere. And, I've seen squirrels interact with rabbits, spiders interact with rabbits. The dogs try to chase the rabbits, but they too swift. They're like, ha, 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 you can't catch me. Never see them get run over by cars, unlike squirrels. What is on squirrels' minds? And I have a special connection to squirrels, if you know why. I've said that in one of my podcasts, in one of my episodes. But squirrels are crazy. People call them tree rats. I know people that eat squirrel and hunt them as well. So, yeah, there's that. Do you know when National Pet Day is? You don't? It's April 11th every year. So it was this month. If you didn't celebrate National Pet Day, I don't know what to tell you. Why didn't you do that? You should have done that. Because pets are awesome. You got to get you one. Get you one. Start out small. Get a chia pet. Boom, pow. That was a joke. Chia pets don't move, but it is something to grow. You can get you a little chia head. See if you can make it grow. Start out with that. Then get maybe one fish, because you need to feed a fish every day. Even though they have the little feeding stone, so if you go away, you can put a feeding stone and it'll still get fed. You need to change the water and clean out that fish poop every so often. It's a nice starter pet. Then maybe move up to a cat. Dogs are big responsibility. Cats are too, but not as much as dogs. But I'm telling you, the love, the companionship, whether you're a single person alone or a family, it really doesn't matter, because they will enhance your life. So, like I said, I strongly suggest that everybody get a pet. You know what I'm saying? Get a pet in your life. If you have good pet stories or pictures, you can share them with me, like I said, on Twitter. And that's at Mike's Opinion 1 on Twitter, or Mike's Opinion Show on Instagram, or email me at mikesopinionshow@gmail.com. I love to hear from you, and I like to see pictures and hear cool pet stories. That would be cool. Did you know dogs don't have an appendix? They have about 100 facial expressions, and there are more than 350 breeds of dogs worldwide. I told you when I was young, I grew up with turtles. I don't know why anybody would have a turtle as a pet. They were my grandmother's thing. I mean, maybe it's just me. I like interactive. Even fish interact with you. They follow you around and bloop, bloop, bloop. They'll blow bubbles at you and stuff. But I used to have these little mini sharks in one of my fish tanks. They were cool, like little pygmy sharks. I can't remember what they were officially called. But these turtles they were in this, it was a sizable dish, about the size of a platter. But my grandmother had these little trees and rocks and different levels. like a little waterfall thing. It was cool for them, I hope, but they were tiny turtles, like the size of $50, and they would just walk around, and then they would just chill, and she would like pet them and treat them like real pets, and I got used to them. I mean, I grew up with them, but turtles are very not, can't really, I don't know why anybody would have a turtle, but then again, I don't know why anybody would have a monkey. But speaking of wild and exotic pets, have you seen Tiger King? Have you heard of Tiger King? It's a Netflix special. And just like everybody else, I'd heard about it. It was so popular. I heard about it several places. I said, let me go check this out. So I watched a few episodes. I have not finished it. But the main Tiger King character, is in jail about 3 hours from where I'm at here in Texas. Like, I could go visit him. He probably can't have visitors right now, but then again, who can, because we're in a worldwide pandemic. Yeah, dude's right down the road. Because he tried, and spoiler alert, if you don't tune out, fast forward a few seconds if you haven't seen it and you want to see it. But dude is in jail for trying to have his competition killed. Allegedly, supposedly. He claims he's innocent. But this dude is a flamboyant, gay tiger owner who seemingly loves his tigers. I don't know. There's things you have to do when you have pets that size, but he breeded them and he sold them, and it's just one of those things that I didn't know existed. I probably would have been fine if I didn't know it exists. But now that I know, it's like, wow. And having these little cats, I often wonder what it would be like to have a giant cat. But my cats like to play rough. So I might literally get my head ripped off. Like if you anger them. There are these two guys called Siegfried and Roy. I believe I'm pronouncing this right. And they used to have a show in Vegas, which I don't believe is going on anymore. And that's because Roy, and I don't want to get this wrong, but I'm not sure, Siegfried or Roy, I want to say it was Roy, during a show almost died, had his neck ripped out, because they said the tiger was trying to protect him, but I don't know. But he was severely injured. But prior to that, they had, they have those ABC specials, or not even ABC, NBC, any of the network specials, like the 1 hour special. They had a special on Siegfried and Roy, who are a gay couple, is my understanding. They lived together, and they were living large. Okay, they had been on the strip, this show, for a long time, and they seem to be multimillionaires. They live in a palatial mansion, but this was memorable to me, and I guess because I am a pet owner, but not only because of that, because just this was remarkable. Let me tell you what this is. So they showed him, they were in a 2-story home with these, like I said, it was palatial. It was like a palace. They had these large stone or marble stairway that led all the way up to this grand bedroom. So in the bedroom, they have this balcony overlooking this expansive acreage that they have to accommodate these white tigers. That was their hook, right? They didn't just have tigers, they had white tigers. And, which are beautiful, majestic. Oh man, some pretty cats. Beautiful cats. So dude is laying in his bed upstairs. He goes to the balcony and calls one of these gigantic white tigers by his name and says, "Come here," and goes back and lays on the bed. The cameraman shows this cat react to his name being called, get up, come in the house, come up the steps, and hop in the bed with this dude. A white tiger that has to be thousands of pounds. At least 1,000 pounds. This was a huge cat. A huge cat. My dog's 100 pounds. So this had to be high hundreds and thousands. I don't know how much white tigers, but I'm thinking thousands of pounds. Anyway. One of the most remarkable things I've ever seen, like to have that connection with a wild animal that could literally rip you in half and smack your head off of your body. Remarkable to me. Same thing with this Tiger King show. He kisses these tigers. He's around these tigers. And at any day, they could just snatch you. Like there was this bear dude. Was it not Bear Grylls, which is another bear dude. And I think something happened to him recently. But there was another bear guy. Used to do all these videos. And the bear finally got him. So I wonder if it's inevitable. Because I'm looking at my cat right now. And I'm thinking if you was 800 to 1,500 pounds and the food wasn't in your bowl on time, would you, come on and try to chomp me? Because, like I said, one of them especially plays rough. He'll put them them teeth out and he'll grab me, and he likes to play rough. He likes to play rough. He's just a roughneck. You know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of personality he has. But I wanted to give a pet episode today while we go into the month of May, and still with this pandemic without a vaccine or cure, and maybe to distract you, because the whole point of my podcast is to make you think, thought-provoking, and to bring you some joy, some happiness, and a distraction from, whatever may be ailing you. I would like to contribute positively to planet Earth. I'd like to contribute positively to our planet and to you. So with that, I'm going to say farewell until the next episode. Again, can I get $1 that stimulus check? I need new cords, new microphones, computers. I need to take this to the next level. It's a horrible time to ask for money, I know. But if you can, in the show notes is Cashapp, Venmo, PayPal. I'd really appreciate it. I'd also appreciate if you can, and I know you can do this, like, share, comment, follow on all the socials, and shoot me some emails. Comment. Let me know you're listening out there. Shoot me an email, say hello, and I'll say hi back. And to my pet owners, share some pet stories, some pet pictures. And listen, if you are a person that is considering getting a pet and don't know where to start, I am knowledgeable enough on the subject. And I've already shared some suggestions, but if you've got questions, feel free, reach out. And if I can't answer your question, I will point you in the right direction. Pets are wonderful, wonderful creatures. And a lot of them need love out there. So consider getting one if you don't have one. Stay safe out there. I hope you're healthy and that you're doing okay. I'm Mike, and this is the Mike's Opinion Podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for listening to Mike's Opinion. Logic Unleashed.